G'day guys, it's a beautiful sunny Saturday here in Sarajevo, and today I've got my happy socks on, I've got my favorite secondhand shirt on, and I'm excited because I'm about to go on a foodie tour of Sarajevo with Balkantina.
When it comes to food, one thing is for sure that we love to eat, and we are really blessed to, on such small territory of country, to be able to grow so many things. Here Sarajevo, and this right here are the remains of the grenade that fell here when Markale was bombed. But yeah, just like take a look around and see, like this is one of the first things people do in the morning, especially during the weekend, is come here and buy their fruits and vegetables for the weekend, but also for the week.
So we're exploring a bit of the local markets here in Sarajevo. We have a lot of fresh produce, cheese, meat, eggs. And this building was built during the times of the Austro-Hungarians.
This is the indoor market, and you can see that the typical Austro-Hungarian high ceilings. And once we exit outside, you will see the characteristics of a bit more neoclassical style that they really used to put on their buildings.
They have something like this in Budapest as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
The really big one, the green building.
Yeah, you will see buildings like this in Sarajevo, similar buildings in Budapest, in Vienna, and other places where Austro-Hungarian Empire was present. We like our cheeses, so please everybody take a little plate, and then I'll explain you what types of cheeses and meats.
Just tried some cheese, which is stuffed with capsicum. It's amazing.
Feel free to kind of see yourself here.
And why do we eat yogurt when we eat this kind of burek or cevapi?
Well, with cevapi, I would say people usually either drink beer or Coca-Cola because that cevapi is really heavy and it's easier to digest. I think we do eat a lot of dairy products, and I think this is kind of refreshing to dip your pie.
So you don't just drink it; you actually dip it in.
I don't drink it.
Or you pour it over.
You can pour it over. You can mix it with sour cream and pour it over. You can dip it. You can drink it.
Yeah.
What if I prefer? For me, my favorite is just dip it in.
Okay, cool.
Dough, the filo dough, it's all the same for everything. The difference is just in the fillings.
And that will change the name. So
and that will change names.
Burek being meat, ground beef specifically.
Ground beef, yes.
Because pork will be haram in Sarajevo.
Yes. And then spinach and cheese is zeljanica. Cheese is sirnica, because cheese is sir. Krompirša is the potato one, and then tikvenjača is the pumpkin one.
Okay.
So, kind of what we were talking now, touching upon culture and religion. I brought you here because we are right now placed in the Liberation Square that was named after the liberation of Sarajevo from Nazis. But then this statue over here was actually brought in 1997, right after the war ended, and the sculpture itself is called the multicultural man that is going to build the world. It will look like.
These are the Austro-Hungarian buildings, yeah. And then we've got a Catholic church, right?
I don't know if you were able to hear me. So this is the Cathedral of the Sacred Heart. And by being the cathedral, it's the most important church in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Okay.
So during Christmas, Easter, a lot of people are going to come even from out of town to attend the Mass here. And in spring, when confirmation is happening, all of the kids from all around the town, they all come here together to get their confirmation.
I see.
They called Sarajevo roses because in some ways the pattern reminds of a rose, and they fill them with color red because color red represents love. It also represents blood and passion and fire. So in that respect, in many ways, it represents the most recent war. However, there's few things that you can tell by these Sarajevo roses. So, number one thing, if it's framed and if it's filled in, that means that more than 3 people were killed by the grenade. So, more than 3 people were killed by the grenade. So, sometimes if the grenade fell near a wall or near a building, on that wall or building there's going to be a little placard that's going to either say the name or the date of when the grenade fell, to kind of commemorate the victims. And another thing is that these kind of specks over here, this pattern, can tell you from which direction the grenade fell. So because we're pointing in that direction, we can tell that the grenade fell from that hill, which makes perfect sense, because when the siege of Sarajevo was happening, the Serbian nationalistic forces were on these hills surrounding Sarajevo, and given that we have a church here, it really made sense that they were aiming for this particular area. A line that is put in place here that reads Sarajevo means middle culture, and over here, this is exactly where where Austro-Hungarian place ends, and then the Old Town Ottoman Empire begins.
So now making our way further into the Old Town. So there was a line before which shows the meeting of the East and West. The West being the Austro-Hungarian Empire that influenced the buildings behind us, and now in front of us to the east is the Ottoman influenced Old Town. So the buildings are different, they're smaller, they're more simple with brick and stone. There's some beautiful mosques here. It's full of little shops and stalls.
Yeah.
And it's got a ton of little foodie stores and ice cream parlors. So that's what we're going to explore next.
So what you'll be tasting now is what we call base soup. So you have filled green bell pepper, onions, zucchini, and then cabbage leaves. And then sitni cevap. So we call this small cevap or mini cevap.
Just had an amazing degustation at an Ascinica, which is like a local eatery. They have a lot of homemade food. It's quite cheap. A lot of locals go to them. So now we're just continuing our exploration of the Old Town, going through some narrow alleyways, visiting some local stores, and understanding more about the Ottoman history here in the Old Town of Sarajevo in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Or just Sarajevo, these are all indicators that it was made here. Slippers during winter because it gets really cold, so like each household will have these.
Looks really warm.
Yeah. So it's not only a mosque, it's also a vakuf, and that means that it's kind of serves as the central mosque for the Muslim community in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Just exploring the main mosque here in Sarajevo's Old Town. It is a grand building. A beautiful minaret jutting into the sky. So I'm here at the corner of the Latin Bridge. This is where Franz Ferdinand I, so the Archduke of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, was assassinated. That assassination occurred here, right on the corner of this Latin Bridge. June 28, 1914, and of course this was one of the triggers which led to the outbreak of World War I. There you go, Gavrilo Princip, being arrested, taken to court to trial. So Ciao.
So starting here, we have the star of our store, which is cow cheese with truffles. So an interesting thing is that what not a lot of people know is that Bosnia has a lot of truffles. However, they're really like untapped treasure here. Some goat cheese, so some fresher goat cheese with wild garlic. Wild garlic is not something that you can find everywhere, but it's a very popular ingredient here. And we paired that for you with some extra virgin cold pressed olive oil that comes from Herzegovina region, so around Čapljina, which is a small town over there. And over here is pekmez, which is the traditional Bosnian thick jam. It resembles kind of like a molasses syrup. It's made from apples and apples only, so here is 100% apples. It's super sweet, but it has no added sugar. And
so you were dipping the cheese into the jam.
yes, so. Very, very good. And this is a glass of, you have a glass of dry white wine called Žilavka.
And then this is smoked.
The wine's really good with the cheese, actually. Dry white wine, truffle cheese, smoked cheese, goat cheese,
And plain cheese.
And
plain cheese. Okay, I love goat cheese.
Now let's try the olive oil. The goat cheese is good.
That's really good.
Yeah, what I like also is
Wow.
it isn't too wild garlicky. I mean, you can taste that it's there, but it doesn't hit you in the face.
Maybe I over dipped it. I don't know how sweet this thing is, but
It works very well.
wow.
So we have here Shiva, which might, if you've traveled a little bit, Slivovica is a popular, it's an interesting, it's the same drink.
So what fruit is
So this is
Sliva?
plum.
Plum.
So moving on to here, we have Travarica, which is a herb rakia, and then on the right, we have that is really an interesting flavor, and one of the favorites of our customers here is the apricot one.
Zdravje. Cheers.
So, for example, Travarica is a derivative word trava and trava.
It's not fiery at all. Like I was expecting it to be really, really
so
hot.
two
It's nice.
really hot ones is
And you drink it all at once, right?
no.
No?
No, that's how youth drinks it, but old men sip it.
Okay.
It's hard to sip it. I don't sip it. I shut it. Or like I don't shut it all immediately. I will do it from like few ones, but I cannot. Some men will just like let it like spread on their tongue.
Yeah, okay, kind of like a whiskey. You're appreciating it.
Yes, yeah, definitely
Okay.
appreciating it.
So that's the end of the tour. Just had some wine tasting with cheese and then the rakia at the end. It's awesome to do a tour of Sarajevo with these guys to get a gastronomical insight into the city and the history and the culture as well. So that's it for today. If you like the video, hit like, subscribe, comment, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've ever tried any of these foods or rakia. I'll continue showing you more of this local, authentic side of the country, and definitely consider going to Bosnia. It's a beautiful hidden gem of Europe. Bye for now.